you should prioritize the hairline and then worry about your eyes later. I think
which
I
is
think that's
very
the way
rare
to
to
go.
have. It's very rare to have cataract at my age. So the doctor was like, the fact. So like whether I developed because I had like some issues in the early
Mm.
20s, or I was born with cataract. So in the evening, I go out, I'm blind outside. Like I don't see well. So despite I have glasses, I don't see in HD, right? It's blurry. Yeah, sorry, but Meow is like really demanding that. Yeah, come in, baby.
Oh,
Okay.
nice
Um.
pants.
Oh, thank you. It's yeah, I wear them like way too much. People see me in these pants like every day. Yes, babe. Let's show them. Let's show them to the camera who it is.
We got
Uh
four
huh.
of us.
Uh huh.
We live.
Yeah.
There's actually people in the chat.
Oh, are
I'm
they?
surprised. Last time we had a lot of
Um.
people actually in the chat. We had a lot.
Oh, it's Sunday morning in Asia, so I doubt many people will be awake as well. So,
I don't have viewers, Asian viewers, I believe. So don't know. Um. Yeah, I don't know what we want to talk about. Actually, it's probably very useless live chat that we are going to have.
This
Um.
is true.
There's
This is we're just testing. We're testing the microphones. We're testing the cameras.
yes.
We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
just keep like doing this the whole time
Ooh, this one
until we
was
get it.
good. Keep it more
That one.
dynamic, right?
No, this
Mm,
one looks like I'm
I
actually the
like this
host,
one.
and then you guys are arguing over something, and I have to moderate. I say, wait a minute, it's your turn, and then it's your turn. So I don't know. I think we should continue. Ooh, not that this is the one we want, right? All right.
yes,
I
Yeah,
think we
this one
should.
is
I'm
good.
alone on my own.
Well, before Joelia came on, we were talking about how DAO really screwed over Aqua.
Mm.
Maybe we want to run through. We could talk about that because I think Aqua got a raw deal, and all the people depending on them for water got rugged by DAO, and I think that's people
I
need to know
mean,
that.
may I take it? May I start?
Go ahead, because I
Mm.
don't really know anything about it other than that people in
Yeah.
Africa got rugged.
So my take is, there is many people that are willing to do good in this world, great charities, right? They want to
Right.
help those less fortunate. They want to put the meal on their table, right? And I think DAOs are the perfect use cases for such heroic ventures, raising money and delivering to those i- whatever nations, the to the uh, i- shithole countries. That's what Trump would say. Yeah, helping them, and it's really beautiful to see people doing this. But then
Mm.
there's such a failing tooling like DAO screwing them over, right? And making these funds that are meant to send to those children to put the roasted beans on their table, it's been taken away.
Yeah,
And
and the other thing
mhm,
that's crazy is they had all those fungible tokens in the treasury. Instead of giving water, they could have just sent them the tokens.
uh-huh, and they could simply
And
trade.
I mean,
Yours.
next topic. Next topic.
What?
No, really, they had all
No.
those fungible tokens in the treasury. I don't know how to value those. I think they said $40,000. It was probably like $2,000 because of the liquidity. There's no
Was
way they
it?
could have
What
sold
was
all
the
those.
liquidity? What was the liquidity on Wind? I'm just regretting
I
I
don't know.
didn't find it because I don't know, like, even if that would be my public wallet, it's not nothing illegal. You just put proposal, minting tokens, and dumping them on the market. It's like pretty it's all legal, right? So there was
Yeah,
no crime involved, and I just regret that it wasn't me because I could use few $1,000s, to be honest.
I
yeah.
think there
I
was some
mean,
like I think there was some controversy saying whether they were legit or not, and Todd was pretty upfront, and I think Jacob and stuff they started coming up and like kind of debating whether they were using legitimate videos and stuff. But EcoState came up earlier, I think today, saying that they were legit, like they had donations being sent out, and I think it's just a really unfortunate incident. There was like a huge security flaw that honestly the team did not take fully aware of, and that was just a waste, like seriously a
That
waste.
only proves the point that they were legit good people, and DAO screwed them over. And I understand that EcoStake do all the due diligence because there was the EcoStake sticker on the water pump. That proves that Aqua was doing God's work, right?
Well, you can't counterfeit stickers. Those are legit. I think that lots of people just spread rumors about Aqua. They were probably paid by Juno and the DAO team just to make sure DAO doesn't get blamed. But obviously, we know the truth. I have it in my DMs, and the DAO UI is to blame. Lack of support, lack of transparency, and it's too centralized. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, but Joe, I'm very glad that you mentioned Jacob because seriously, we are so blessed.
I didn't mention Jacob. I didn't mention
Joella mentioned Jacob because
okay.
I think that the people were speaking for months about the issues. It wasn't me, but there were other people, right? But finally, Jacob is on the forefront of solving the problems. Every time there was some problem in Cosmos, we got Jacob, right? And we have his tweets that are solving the problems. I'm sure that Jacob is on the task, the hero we don't need, but we deserve. And
he's going to figure out. He's going to figure out what happened, and he will make sure that even if the money is not recovered, 75% of all the tweets you see between now and Wednesday will be from one of the Notional accounts, and that's the important thing for Notional. This recovery effort to save the $40,000, it's only going to cost the community about $1 million. So, and that's a drop in the bucket compared to the hub community pool. The 40, it's only Jacob can do this.
I feel like I stepped into a podcast where it's constant. Like I'm in trouble right now. I can't understand.
No, Joella, you're a really great guest. I think I hope you will be with us weekly here. And EcoStake is another great, because it's it does tell you that they care about ecology, right?
Right.
And they were donating money. We need to understand that they were like donating from their own pocket, the heavy earned money. Not sure where it came from. Probably was do you know the sources how they were delegating?
I think most of them.
I thought EcoStake meant economics. I didn't know that it meant ecology.
Maybe. You know what I really appreciate about Cosmos, that we do care about human tragedy and ecologies, right? It's in Cosmos where we have Regen Network. It's in Cosmos where we have EcoStake, Green Stake, Charity Stake, and all the other stuff.
But EcoStake does more than that. I think they also develop Restake, which a lot of people use, like currently across chains. Yeah.
That has to be the number one most used application in Cosmos. It has to be. No one else is using anything for DeFi, right? It's just compounding.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes the UX of staking better. You don't have to think about your rewards and go to claim them every day. But
I think Kit might have an issue she brought up in the chat about your running your audio through the headset.
Ooh, so I fucked up 10 minutes of this. No, audio input is here, right?
It's actually not bad. Oh no, it's the microphone. You're right.
Yeah. Like, is it that bad?
You don't have that. You don't have the lows in your voice that you normally do. I guess I'll attribute that to just having woken up.
I woke up early and I had the spicy dense ramen yesterday. This actually was the reason why I got up early. Um,
So, in all
so
honest
you know,
opinion, like on the topic of Jacob, I was actually quite interested to know your opinions on funding them to work on the Cosmos Hub. Because on my end, as I see it, I mean, they've been exceptionally helpful and they did contribute to the ecosystem, maybe at the expense of his own reputation at times, like you see with Kujira and stuff. But that's a topic for another time. So he's very passionate, as you may know, and he does a good job. But what do you think in terms of funding them 40,000 AUD a year?
I
I'll
think
let
it's
Don go
great.
first. I'm gonna get my drink and let Don go first.
We're gonna have a 1 hour section by him.
Okay, I have to get my. It's tradition. Don and I drink sambuca on Saturday, Sunday live streams.
Yeah, I had champagne yesterday evening. Maybe that was also the reason why I woke up early. There was so many great news in Cosmos recently that I just had to, give up my life to the ethanol and go with the flow. And I see Joe is doing the same. So Jacob, I think it's amazing spend of the funds. I do really like how he develops in the ecosystem. Because before, like when we see at the progress of Jacob, right, and how his life improved from a few years ago, it's really great development to see in the person. He was a little bit maybe confused before how to get money, so he would go on the Twitter rampage and saying about the misspending of the funds of the foundations. So finally, so he was going to the podcast, become more public person, almost a spokesperson for the Cosmos ecosystem, the security expert. I almost don't know. I almost don't know how other ecosystems are able to run the infrastructure without having Jacob. So we are truly blessed. And
Yeah, the other
yeah,
day I had a big problem actually with the infrastructure. My car had a warning light, and I didn't know what the warning light meant. Jacob came over, he fixed it, and now I know that when that warning light comes on, it means that one of the doors is not shut all the way.
So finally Jacob, I don't know what it means. The Joe accent is nicer than mine. Okay, that's
my accent.
that's
I'm
cool.
not. I have an accent.
So finally he took the power in his hands, and he's getting 40,000 atoms a year, which will not be sold but will be staked. But also see, because before I didn't see Jacob interacting so many with the other people, and I see finally Jacob realized what strategy brings you funding. So before we couldn't really see the Jacob hired one employee, and I think this employee helps him a lot with the communications. So for example, I saw they bind the deep of the projects that are important in the Cosmos ecosystem, right? So simply it's like, oh, I'm buying the deep of this token is great, and they might get the vote yes later, because that's a very nice gesture to buy the deep. It was deep in for a year, by the way. But
Right, but their prop
and
is
also,
only live for 12 days. So
yeah. But also, even more, like Jacob is also on the forefront of supporting the content creators, because we know that Jacob knows everything about content creator. I remember when we had discussions about funding the marketing, ventures and the business development, and I remember I still hear the voices in my head. Industry standard, it's bouncing in my ears in the Jacob voice, which means the voice that is after 8 beers of a Vietnamese beer. So also Jacob, after he got funding, he can see how much good he can do. So for example, yesterday he created the group on Twitter.
A lot of
And let
people
me find it.
don't know this. A lot of people are not going to know this. They're not going to understand that. Yes, Jacob goes on rampages on Twitter, but he also knows how to back channel. So this is your Cosmos content creator back channeling chat that you're referring to.
So there is the group that Jacob did, more better media, right? Which means we need better media in the Cosmos ecosystem. And I was very happy that I made it to this group, because maybe there is some more money to be taken from community pool. So Jacob is saying, "Hi, Cosmic Validator makes me sad. Replace my voice with the drunk voice, okay? Makes Danny sad also, mainly because you guys are very good at what you do. So I do appreciate words of Jacob, right? Because it makes Jacob sad now, not during the proposal, and it also made Danny sad now, not during the proposal, right? So yeah, there is Jacob speaking discussion, and then Jacob proposed, I would like to explore a vested funding prop for you guys, similar to what Notional is doing. This way, you won't have any strings either. You will be funded directly by the hub community, and that will give each of you the liberty to do your best work. It would be amazing,
No,
like I mean, especially for some creators that just do the Twitter posts. I think, and I'm very glad I was included in this group. Joe, obviously you didn't make it.
did not make the cut, but I
Mm.
don't need to make better content, is what that means. It's only the people that needed coaching from Notional to make better content. That's what it seems like to me. So I'm not offended. I feel good about myself today.
Or he considered you just not very good source of media,
He might not even know that
right?
I make content. Yeah, no, that's true.
So
That's
who
true.
made it? Who made it? I made it. Danny made it. Cryptocito, Liam, and Seb. Seb also made it, right?
Oh,
At the end,
yeah.
Seb left the wall of text. This is what I really love in Cosmos. Walls of text. Because the more you write, it appears the better you are. You got a plan, business plan, right? So the same, like if you write the Cosmos white paper, Atom 2.0, you can't make it in 3 pages. Write 120 pages. That's the goal.
I've
It's
noticed a trend where the Bitcoin white paper is about 7 pages, but most NFT projects are in like the 16 to 21 page range,
mhm.
and most layer ones are, I would say 40 to 70 pages. And when a project comes to me and says, "Hey, I want you to do some content about my project. We're going to launch in 9 quarters from now. Can you read our documents?" And then I say, "Sure," and then I never read them. So
Mhm.
yeah, So I definitely understand that. And as far as this Better Media DAO, um, I remember him voting yes for Cosmic Validator, if I'm not mistaken, immediately. Or did he change the vote? Or am I wrong?
No, they already got funding. It's good. I really like the input of Seb. He said, I think it's a great idea to help new content creators get off the ground, help them and find their voice, coach them if necessary, and perhaps help fund some early costs, podcast hostings, StreamYard, etc. And one of the most important things we can help new content creators with with is finding a business model. This is really interesting, because Seb, he has 1,000 subscribers. He ran his channel for 20 years, and he already was able to find the sustainable business model for himself despite having 1,000 subscribers. And he also can coach new adepts of the content to teach them how to be as successful as he is. His live streams are watched by an average of 2 people, similar to Joe, right?
I had
So
I had I had three ones.
you also could establish some coaching of new adepts of the content, no?
Well, what we really need are validators to tell us how to run our channels, because
Mhm.
validators are really the only ones that can get spend props passed, is what it seems like.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, regarding spend proposal, um I want to maybe Joe has some we had some proposal that passed recently on the Cosmos Hub, and I know CoinHall is also the validator on the Cosmos Hub. Maybe
Yeah.
even voted yes on this proposal.
Which
Let me
one?
see.
So
Let's
wait,
discuss. This is the
just for like clarity, maybe we could call myself Spay in this video or podcast because there's two Joes right now.
perfect
Yeah,
perfect spay
yeah,
spay.
yeah, yeah.
So there was proposal, another great proposal that
Mm.
we had, um, which was help another human tragedy. The
The
those who suffer.
101. Yeah.
Yes, those who suffer in Turkey, 20,000 atoms, which is maybe like yeah, but it will be $20,000 at the time the money will be delivered.
So
Um,
CoinHall voted abstain, and
mhm,
when we chose this decision, it was a very difficult proposition as I genuinely lean towards like the community pool should never be utilized for this purpose. It may be regarded as
mhm,
virtual signaling, but we are to host a cryptocurrency conference on our grounds, Turkey, right? Cosmoverse.
mhm,
So I'm not one to be in complete non-favor of funds not going to them, especially in times of crisis. So honestly, I chose to abstain. But
mhm. And
I think you voted no, if I'm not wrong.
it's not about me, it's about you, okay? How do you feel being heartless and um voting abstain when the people really need your help? There is people who lost. I don't think laughing at the human tragedy is really solution here, Joe. But people lost homes, okay? Many
Mm,
people died. Okay, let's
mm,
establish that's the truth. There is nothing funny about this. People need support, not only financial support and emotional support, and you are voting abstain, being completely blind on the human tragedy, heartless.
mm.
I'm asking, what if it would happen to you, your own country? Would you be also so heartless in this case?
So this is different, right? Because as I mentioned, the community pool should never be utilized for these purposes. It's meant for the
Mhm,
development of the chain itself. So I think
mhm,
with what Aqua DAO as example, right? Even regardless of whether they had this incident beforehand or not, DAOs are the best way to tackle these problems. So if someone wanted, they could set up a DAO proposal where they set it for this specific purpose. And I think that's why there's a lot of conflict with many validators. Like, obviously, it's a moral decision. Nobody wants to say no, but it's not technically a yes by default as well. So
mhm.
while I mentioned I'm not in complete non-favor of the funds going to people in times of crisis, especially if Cosmoverse will be held in Turkey itself, I don't believe like community pool should
Mhm.
ever be used for this purpose. Like, if not, what the next few times there's going to be many other proposals that come out. Like, there may be an earthquake in Japan or something, and they're like, okay, let's set up a proposal to fund them using the community pool. There
Is
has to
there
be
any
some sort of
country?
system.
Sorry to stop you. Is there any country you would help? Any tragedy you would help, or you are heartless for all human tragedies?
Well, I would generally help. Like, this kind of is really up to yourself, your individual purpose. It's not really a business thing. So individually,
Mhm,
yes, if I had the funds or so, I'll definitely dedicate my time. But I did not I did not engage in recent donation programs, I must admit, so I'm not like legit the angel that you think I
yeah.
am. But yeah.
Well, yeah, we are like, I also don't donate to charities, right? So
Mm,
yeah, so we are maybe both heartless, right? But I do sometimes, when I see like homeless person, I usually give them cash, beer
mm,
or cigarettes, which is the
mm,
things they really need, as well, because those really struggle. Yeah, but I was surprised this proposal passed, to be honest. But what if that would happen to Singapore? What if you would have earthquake? I know Singapore doesn't have earthquakes, but what if it would, right?
Well, same thing. There
And
are external
you would,
organizations that will help out. And if it was to touch crypto grounds, DAOs itself should be set up specifically to help them out. Or I mean, help Singapore out. You know what I mean? If someone was interested enough to pull out or rally some support for it.
yeah. Also, I think Singapore is rich, right? So they don't need donations.
Well, I guess, yeah, that's one way to put it. But it's still like
so
there's other form of helping as well. So
Mhm.
There's ways of like trying like going there in the scene itself and helping these people. But it's just really a very conflicted topic. Like it's very hard to really say what's right or wrong. It's really up to the individual itself.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are good. I can actually go and say I supported tragedy in Turkey, right? Because it passed from the community pool. I don't really like what Vitalik is, for example, doing, right? Because what Vitalik is doing, he usually sends like hundreds of millions of dollars to help someone, right away, without
This is individual wallet though. That's himself doing it. It's not a business thing. You're not utilizing someone else's funds.
Yeah, I prefer what Cosmos is doing. Yeah. I
Okay.
really don't like the Vitalik gestures here, like, and just selfish reasons of Vitalik, donating just for the fame, probably, because he can be then put on the pedestal that, oh, I, Vitalik, donated. But now we are just community. We did this together, right? There is not a single person who pushed for this. I think it's much better.
Yeah,
Joe?
Yeah.
It's very popular to donate other people's money and then go to bed thinking that you made a difference in the world. For all the reasons that that Joe talked about, I thought that it would be like 80% no, because these are community funds. These are not individual donations. There's nothing stopping anyone from making a donation if they really want to. And there are legitimate ways to get money over there fast. It was done with Ukraine. People were able to get cryptocurrency over there really fast. It was actually a great demonstration of the use case of crypto. I don't think this is, unless in the future we want to earmark a percent of the community funds to do like monthly charitable donations, and the community votes on a cause. And right now, the fact that the community funds are used as a slush fund, it's people just have different ideas of what the money is for. I think it should be to develop the actual applications and infrastructure that people will use now and 5 years from now and into the future for the entire ecosystem. But that's just me. I took my 27 atoms and I voted no.
Which prop is a slush fund for you? What would you consider?
But yeah,
a slush fund?
let's stick to this, because I don't want to be, and I saw people that would be coming at when the proposal was not passing, like you really accusing people of being heartless and stuff. This is like $200,000. A lot of these donations, how they work, they go into people's salary, and donations are great. The governments, I'm sure they donated tons to Turkey. Probably US probably sent billions dollars of help, right? And it's cool that someone like wants to help, but it probably will not be significant. It will be too late. And it just setting the wrong example. Like even if you look at who voted, like I cannot understand, and those people wouldn't say, like, because you can easily twist the rhetoric and make it like it's right. So Everstake voted yes, Chorus One voted yes, and it's like, yes, because we believe helping people. But it's important to understand where the money comes from and the money in Cosmos Hub simply comes from additional issuance of the tokens. This is not revenue that this chain is generating. This is issuance of the tokens, and the price stability depends on the buying pressure, that the more people is buying token than selling. This is not some sort of company revenues that is being generated here. And part of this is you are taxed as the staker. So this is where this type of money come from. And when you're in the position even of Ethereum, if Ethereum, like not community but foundation, wants to do something, these are the chains that actually generate revenues. I just to give you perspective, Ethereum network generates $5 million daily, right? If they donate $1 million, that's donated from the revenues. That's donated from the network revenues. That's not donated from the dilution and tax on the users. So it's much more nuanced. And I see Imperator voting yes. He's Turkish person, a stake seat of like, I can tell to people, because some people would accuse me of being heartless. If there is strategy in Poland, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to vote no on proposal. I don't want you guys who don't know the situation of my country or whatever be responsible of donating something, right? Maybe I go to Poland then and help them on the ground. But if there is tragedy in Poland, I can tell you tons of countries will send billions of dollars in help, and a lot of people on the ground will help. There is together effort that happens. I thought Imperator is Turkish. Yeah, thank you for. So just to clarify, I would not vote for any country or any help, because then you also have to decide who you're going to help, right? And this is like visible tragedy that is happen. But to tell everyone, there is so many tragedies that are happening. There is child slave work in Afghanistan, people who pick up opium, right? Sorry, the poppy seeds to produce opium, right? You have cocoa farms in Haiti. Like, there is a lot of human tragedies that you could support, but like, because they are not trendy subject of the media, you don't really support. So I want people who vote yes on this type of proposal to just like really think a little bit next time you vote in yes of what you are doing. And if you want to decide with community, look in the mirror and donate from your own pocket. If you're really that good of the person, or you are doing the show here with the voting yes, for your own benefit. Because that's not the show. That's using human tragedy for your own marketing purposes. And this is truly disgusting behavior every time you doing this, because this is the easiest effort to make yourself feel better. Be donator. Like, if I go on Twitter and I will start saying like, hey, I donate 100% of my revenues to tragedy in Turkey, what I'm doing, I'm simply doing marketing for my own validator. Like, it doesn't make me good person. This revenues is like from you stakers. That's the commission. I don't do that. I'm not in the position to decide. And so, yeah, I don't really like this proposal passed. We also have 48 validators voting abstain, because they are simply afraid to vote anyway, because that could maybe disrupt their businesses, right? If they vote abstain.
I think an abstain vote was a no in the situation for probably.
It was a no, but don't think bad of us, right? That's this.
My stance
Let me ask you a
is
question.
my stance is because I personally voted. I chose abstain for CoinHall is because Cosmoverse will be held in Turkey in 2023. So that was my stance. If you're gonna hold a Cosmoverse event there, where they are facing crisis, how can you be in complete non-favor? Do you know what I mean? But in terms of, like we discussed before, with any other crisis, be it in Singapore, be it in Japan, be it in Poland, these are things where you should do it in a DAO.
There was a
specific
special
purposes.
interest. There was special interest just because it was Turkey. That's where Cosmoverse is going to be. They had just announced it like a week before. I definitely get that. I would have liked individual validators to say, okay, we're going to give 1 day's worth of staking rewards to this cause in Turkey. And then all the validators could have done that individually if they wanted to. And then if somebody was really offended by that, oh, they're spending my money, I'm staking with them, they could have just simply redelegated. I don't think it would have bothered people if, a validator came out and said, look, this shouldn't really go through governance, but here's what we can do. And then the delegators can decide to continue staking with them or not. I don't know. I think once the prop is done, you have to forget about it because there'll always be another bad spend prop to worry about. I don't know if you guys want to move on to something else. I mean, the foundation.
Yeah, because people say it's very boring. This is very boring, I guess. There's still
Confio?
more. We have
one
foundation delegate. Let's go to the next one, Confio. Yeah.
And for people that don't know, this is Hub Proposal 103. Is it 103?
Yeah. So
Okay,
they are
cool.
asking. Yeah. So Confios is asking for 2.5 million in annum worth to support development and maintenance for Cosmosm and many other repos in 2 tranches. So 103 is for the first one, and depending on what they have secured over the next few months, like Terra, I'm not sure if Juno have, but other chains have been open to funding them as well. The amount requested for the second tranche may be adjusted. So basically, without this grant being approved, what would happen is that they would halt their public good development as they are unable to continue funding operations for such. And a lot of issues were also pointed out. I think if you guys have seen the Imperator thread, they did bring up like management issues and a lot to do with ICF. I think Don has saying this, Joe has the same this as well.
Maybe the two
Spade,
of you have a way to explain this to me. I still don't understand what a public good is. Is a public good just a business that loses money, or is a public?
Yeah, it loses money.
No. This is misconception. This is misconception.
I don't understand. I think they throw that word around way too much. I've heard DEX is referred to as public goods. I've heard people say anything that most people use as a public good. I strongly disagree. I think that we need to look at the applications as products and the infrastructure as most of them are services. And there has to be a way to monetize most of this. So
there is
maybe you could explain.
I don't want to be on the one speaking because apparently I have always a lot to say. So public goods are not businesses that lose money. What is public good is something that believes that everyone should have access to it. Correct? This is the public good.
Understood.
So you might believe that and you could define, not many people has access to the internet. So you can say, hey, internet is public good and everyone should have access to the internet. So you can give the tools to the people, maybe even subsidize them a little bit to buy their own antennas to generate internet, right? And they will have their own internet stream, and then maybe they can even share that and generate revenues with others. Public good doesn't have to be unprofitable business. There is, Altea Network, for example, they build the public good business, which is like they focused on the internet, and this is revenue generating business. It's just about bringing the certain things that's supposed to people have access to it, right? So people say like water is public good. It doesn't mean it has to be unprofitable.
But in the context of crypto, it sounds like if you position your community fund request as, hey, this is a public good, it's almost like you're entitled to funding, when a lot of what I've seen, it's the responsibility of the person building it to make it profitable if it's a useful protocol, product, service. And I'm not saying every business should be profitable out of the gate, but could you imagine working for a company that's building all this novel technology and they can't make any money?
Joe, once again, public goods are not meant to lose money. That's not it. And Brian saying IBC is public good, they charge a small fee to deter spam, right? So, but also another, like, so you also have Gravity Bridge, and Gravity Bridge is public good, right? So they want to, let's say you are just like, maybe smaller user, and compare the public good bridge to non-public good bridge. So Axelar is non-public good. They use their own bridge and it's multi-sig managed. So Gravity Bridge created they own, that is secured by the validators and a lot of people who, trying to support the free infrastructure and infrastructure that everyone can use. So everyone can use the bridge, but also everyone can fork the bridge. Everyone, like, it's free. Like, you don't have to ask anyone to fork it. You can fork this bridge and use it for your own protocol. So you know what I mean here. Like, you also get tools that you can later monetize. You can build your own platforms with that. So how Gravity Bridge, for example, work here, they wanted to provide the cheaper version of the bridge. If you are bridging using Gravity Bridge, you don't pay these high fee transactions that are slightly lower, because they decided it will be slower, but we will batch the transactions. We will make, like, let's say the transfer goes when the 50 people send together, so it makes sense from the fee standpoint. But also the part of the fees,
I understand
the
that.
part
But
of
what
the
I'm
fees
saying
is streamed to the stakers. So the idea that public good is the venture that only loses money is simply a lie. And let me tell you something. Gravity Bridge is the bridge that is used by Canto, and they actually bridge like hundreds of millions of dollars, I believe, monthly, maybe slightly less. So Canto simply used Gravity Bridge to integrate to their page, so they could, give the access people bridging from Ethereum to Canto. But also other ventures can build their own bridges if they want. But Canto using this one because this was the cheapest, and this is one is free to use by everyone. This is how public good works.
Well, what I see is in the language and in the tone for these community pool asks is that public goods seem to be more entitled, let's say, to funding than something like a Spark IBC, which is asking for a one-time hit so they could jumpstart their business. And still, if you're building all these really useful services and you're hiring people on salary, it's not the community pool's job to pay the salaries of your employees. And I've only seen limited proposals. I'm not, you guys are validators. You've seen many, many, many proposals, I'm sure. I don't like the way that it's used to almost manipulate voting to almost have like sympathy for something that calls itself a public good, so that it's more likely to get funding from the community pool repeatedly. Because this won't be the last time Confio asks for money. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So imagine the situation, right? So this is the lie that, hey, public goods everyone uses, but it loses money. You have to pay us. So imagine now Gravity Bridge coming. Hey, we have this public good bridge, but we need money for maintenance of that, right? Like it could happen. Like so
it could happen,
but
but
they don't
everything
do it.
can't be.
They don't do it
every
because
protocol. Good.
They don't ask it because maybe it like generates some revenue and has people who are like actually passionate of doing something, and they believe that in the future it will bring the revenue. So there is misconception. Confio is for-profit company. It's not
Right.
non-profit company. Okay, it's, you can look Confio for-profit company. Okay.
Just in reply to Stephen's comment, right? They say it's supposed to be funded by ICF. It basically stated the prop that they uploaded, it does not cover the whole team's pull request. So regardless of whether ICF posted the thread, the community in the last week, Confio mentioned that this prop will add, they will have additional activities in their future plans. So I think like development or
of
more
course,
so in
more money the better.
Yeah, but I'm on the other end because I feel like Confio, they are very important because they develop, like, the two key components of the Cosmos software stack. I'm not a dev, but it's easy to see how valuable they are in terms of generation and distribution across the ecosystem. And building like significant amounts of reliable public goods, whether or not you can make revenue off it, is not easy. So these goods are very accessible to use, across many chains. And before I get cut off, at least in this nascent stage where Cosmos is still building the interchain future, so replicated security is not even out yet. This like basically development will not be maintained without immediate action. If we do not fund
I
them,
agree.
that could severely impact a lot of areas in the short term, especially with all these developments coming up. V9 upgrade is like tuned for next week, I believe, in March. And they did mention that they will be working on other revenue streams. So while many people are unhappy with what Confio and ICF may have that they wasn't the best. Like in terms of communication, it may not be the best, but I still think it was the value of it outweighs the cons, in my opinion.
Do they get to keep going to the community pool to cover their salaries though? That's the question. And who is allowed and who's not allowed, for-profit companies, either they make a profit, or now does the hub own a piece of Confio, right? That's a legitimate question. And for someone like me who's not completely involved in governance all the time, it just looks bad that one of the best technologies that sets the ecosystem apart is not monetized at all, really, it seems, to support the company that's building it. It's a very strange situation, I feel.
But if
Once
you
again,
monetize it now, just one more. If you monetize it now, they can make profit easily. Like Simon even said, right, from Confio. But the problem is when they do that, how many devs get cut off? And while Cosmos is still relatively early, right? And you don't want to shut off the flywheel of devs that can come into the ecosystem. So the reason being these infrastructure are so accessible, that's why you attract them over. Like you mentioned, the Gravity Bridge, why did Kento use them? Because they were accessible, they're free, like easy to integrate, cheapest option. And that's what Confio Infra is meant to be, for people to come in from other chains and come in, develop, spin up their own app chains or even roll apps, whatever dimension, whatever they want to do.
As
the Simon said, they could easily make profit, but they chose not to make profit, right? That was choice by the Confio. As in the Simon words, and as you saying, so for the past 2 years, they decided to run for profit ventures like the T-Grade, like the consulting business, and also as they develop Cosmosm for their own businesses as well. They failed. They burned millions of dollars, but of course, as Simon said, they could make profit if they wanted. So they decided to lose money, burn everything, make T-Grade unviable business because they wanted to do public goods and they wanted to give away. Great of Simon, truly. That's heroic behavior of his. So yeah, I don't really know what to say, because the problem is they clearly tweeted, as the proposal is passing, they're gonna keep the jobs. Confio has half like managers to developers. I will be big head now. I can tell you, I am way better marketer than any person that is employed at Confio. And all of those people who are bad at their jobs, marketing their product, all of the people that were responsible for the fact that the for-profit company is failing are going to keep their jobs. Right? All of them. Is the
funding my question is, we have to decide, is the funding going to be a handout? If so, how many handouts are acceptable? Or is this an investment, and then what does the hub get back in the long run? I understand in the beginning you want the technology to be as ubiquitous as possible. I think that's a good take, and that's fair. But like you said, you're keeping people on salary now that the company doesn't really have to pay, but that the hub has to pay, even if they may or may not be effective at whatever they're supposed to be doing for that company. But here's the thing, that's a can of worms that gets opened up when you pass a prop like this. There's no answer to that.
Yes, so I understand, as they keep salaries now, I understand that whole Confio is going to work now on public goods, if the salary is going to whole Confio team, or they also going to work on consulting for profit, development of their products, etc. Right? Because that's also very important here. So I don't mind supporting the development of the Cosmosm, right? How many developers? Is it going to be 3 of them working on that? 5 of them?
So
Or
their
it's
current
also
they're all,
or
if I remember correctly, they have 10 developers, and it's not going. This is specifically for public goods, so that means other things will still go on in the back scene that we may not know of, or I'm not too clear of.
yeah, and they show they give you the financial statement, what's the work for public goods and what for the company, or how does it look? Is it
It wasn't.
also the assistant of Ethan Frey is also doing public good work?
No, you mean
No,
the
it's not.
ICF? No,
Yeah,
no.
because yeah, so I wonder if assistants are also doing public good works by serving to Ethan Frey, for example, or it's not public good work. Hello?
Is that a question to me?
Yes, if assistants are also doing public good work.
Assistants, Eden Free assistants.
Yes.
This is for Confio.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So is that because we are going to pay to assistant salary now as well? You know that, right? This is who is going to pay it? Is it paid only to developers, or is it going to
This
the
will be paid
assistants
for.
as well?
This is for Confio team, so they have 10 developers and the rest are marketing, business development. This will fund their team. So if I'm not wrong, Ethan is part of ICF, but then there's that whole complexity, right? About
No,
the whole
Ethan
management issue
Frey
here.
is the founder of Confio. So you but okay, so you are saying the Confio is working on the public goods, right? You said the Confio is working on the public goods, is going to support them. But the Confio is for-profit company. Does it mean that they're gonna work on 2 things? Like, how is the funds distributed here?
I'll just go and look at
Is it
the top now. So they
Yeah,
did mention a
This
lot
is
of things. So from my memory, one of them will like provide reasonable technical support to Cosmosm base chains, right? So this will be like Neutron, and this will be development of ICS technology. These are all public good funding. On the other hand, I'm not sure what they did specify in terms of how they earn revenue, in terms of revenue streams. So what are the other options when it comes to generating money? So this I'm not too sure. But my point is this proposal for public good funding, these funds will go directly to this purpose. So this could be an issue of clarity, this could be an issue of transparency, but according to 103, this is what it is.
I think what Don's saying is that when a for-profit company is coming to the community pool for funding, there should be some reckoning on their part, some restructuring possibly.
Yeah, but then again,
just to show. Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, but then again, because this thing is really like it calls for immediate action. If we were to right now in the short term, let them say, okay, you need to restructure your company now, find a way to make it sustainable. This could affect a lot of things that are in the development over the next few months. So replicated security, like I mentioned, is coming up next month.
Yeah, but like, don't you think like so the certain public goods, there is Cosmosm, there is JSWASM, whatever. So would it be fair if they state, hey, we would like to have the helpline of $50,000 a month to maintain those things, right? But how this proposal is lifeline of subsidizing whole company that is company for profit. You understand? They don't do only public goods work. They actually work on many different ventures. It includes people that are assistants there being subsidized with that, not only development work. They have employees like people and culture managers.
So this is an issue of trust as well. This is an issue of trust as well.
And they didn't build the trust. And this is my problem because, for example, also if we go to the past and if you remember, and it's also make me a little upset that people who cannot do work, they cannot do marketing, they cannot do the community ventures are hired on high salaries, and those salaries are subsidized from community pool. Okay, so what we learned around the summer of 2022 from Confio and also from Juno, we learned that ICF decided to stop funding Confio And this is why Confio is now trying to seek money from the other sponsors. Okay, that was the message sent, that the ICF stopped funding. What we have learned recently, it was Confio who terminated collaboration with ICF. Confio publicly, using their community managers, came out to community, lied, intentionally or not intentionally, decided to receive the funding from other sources because they didn't need ICF. When the other sources didn't do well because entered the bear market and couldn't find them, Confio decided to go and say they cannot fund public good and offend like ICF for not funding them and blame communities, while there were only one people that are here to blame. How I can trust the company that openly, publicly lied? This is also a company that before stated they developed T-grade, and now in the recent blog post they said they don't develop T-grade. But they specified they don't develop T-grade since January 1st, 2023. How I can trust them? I don't know where this money is going, right? I don't like let them fund, but they are for-profit company. Together, they will receive 2.5 million from the hub for the salaries, as they said. They will also receive, I believe, over 1 million, whatever, from ICF. And they also drop on each Cosmos chain to also subsidize them. At the same time, there is much more developers working on those public goods that don't receive anything. And yet there is not a single, there is 2 validators who questioned how the funds is going to get spent, and 88 validators without question voting yes. How is that fair? How is that better model than traditional finance, where you cannot even question things, where you cannot get breakdown of the expenses, where you cannot get breakdown of the employees that are there? Nothing. But everyone vote yes. And if you vote no, you are enemy of the public goods. I just want the answers and I want transparency from the people. But when I ask questions, I'm being attacked as the father. People tell me, so what? Developers should be not funded? That's what people get me. So what? It means developers should work for free? This is the answers I'm getting from prime members. Sorry, I even speak. From the prime members of the community. This is the answers I'm getting. So what you think? I'm saying, oh, maybe I should receive the money. And they respond to me, yeah, if you show me your code and all the virtual machine based you built. But this money is being paid to marketers as well. This is too much to ask. Sorry for, but no, I'm not.
But part of it is that the government,
sweating.
But part of this is the governance system is limited to yes, no, abstain, right? There's no negotiation, right? It's whatever the person asking for funds wants to receive, that's what they get, unless it gets voted no. There's no, I haven't seen many proposals get seriously revised during the process on Commonwealth. And you would think, okay, we're going to use this money only for public goods. And I get both of what you're saying. It seems like I just don't know enough about governance and ICF and what Confio's core business is. But like I said before, in good faith, they could have on their own said, look, we're going to ask for this much money. And these are the people that will be full-time in public goods. And then the rest of our company is going to be doing something slightly different sometimes. I just see the props as written very vague. I don't think they're dishonest. I think they're just going for simplicity, right? They want to keep the props as simple as possible. I just don't get how any of this is viable long-term unless the token price is pumping. Because the next time they come to the community pool, what if the atom price is $6? Now they're going to ask for triple the amount or double the amount that they asked for last time. And that's only
what people don't realize. This is spiral down.
Yeah. It is
and
a spiral
this is what
down.
happened
Absolutely.
to Juno, because every time you have to ask for more tokens while liquidity is going down. And this is the issue. This is how economics work.
Right, but most people don't understand.
Revenues.
They don't understand that this is not coming from revenue. Like you said, this is coming from inflation. It's immediate sell pressure on the token. And you cannot tell somebody once they receive funding from the community pool what they can and cannot do with that money. You can't say, oh, you can't sell it all at once. You have to spread it out over 6 months. No, if they legitimately got money from the community pool, they should spend it for whatever they said they're going to use the money for. They shouldn't. The vesting, to me, that's a dream. That's not going to happen. Most of these spends are needed by those teams immediately. So this is depressing. Can we talk about something else, or unless you guys have something else?
Yeah, it's depressing.
Sunday chill chat.
Should we
This is-
FUD? Should we?
This
should
is
we FUD
exactly this
something else?
Juno, maybe. This is the spiral down Juno. I want to give a shout out to one of the core members that is considered to be really good, Dimi, another genius. Who I remember Dimi record, like he was running some contests early on Juno that he never sent rewards to people and he laughed at them. And Dimi is like this genius. Like I remember he delegated 60,000 Juno to Aqua at 100% commission, because that's how great at like thinking they are. And they don't realize all of these tokens get dumped and fill in pockets of others. What we even talking about? Joe, you got a job, right? One Planet, some gig. Tell us about it.
Oh,
I got a gig. Oh no.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm Joe as well, so just without the E. So yeah, I had a gig. I have a gig in One Planet and started this week. Basically, One Planet, if you guys know, it was actually on Cosmos before, specifically on Terra. So they were an NFT marketplace, and I was quite close to them. And basically, I think last month I was discussing with them because I bought an NFT on Polygon, Hellcat. They were like, "Oh, do you want to help us? Or is there anything you can contribute and stuff?" Then I was like, "Oh, okay," because I wanted money, like a side hustle. And I was like, "Okay, I can do this and that." And what happened was this week they announced finally that I'm joining them as a content marketer. So it's a part-time thing. My main job is still on Cosmos and CoinHole. And yeah, so that's about it. Very good news, I guess, for myself.
They pay well?
That's really good news.
Well, they decent part-time job. So probably not what you're thinking, but yeah.
I did a spaces with One Planet, and I really liked the way they cater to creators quite a bit, and I had a really fun time with them, and I actually owe them a video, so I still have to make a video for Polygon NFTs, and I'm about a month and a half behind on my work, so hopefully they're patient. But yeah, I did like the spaces I did with them.
Can you get
no
me
no
a
more
gig
Terra?
at the...
Hmm?
Oh no, I cannot have a gig at One Planet because I'm affiliated with the Stargaze. Whatever. I hope someone will ask for my work so I can negotiate with Stargaze more. But yeah,
What do you do at Stargaze?
What are we doing now? We do the good stuff, right? I'm essentially being subsidized by Stargaze to make my silly videos. Well,
So
but not
mainly
from
media.
community pool, right? It's it's just subsidized. I mean, I'm trying to I chat to them, I'm pro Schiller. Victor says I shield Stargaze, I shield Stargaze NFTs, and I try to talk to them, give them my bright ideas, how to do the business, because I'm of course very experienced person. I exactly know how to do the business stuff and all of the stuff.
Well, it seems like.
So,
are you sure you're not the one consulting for Juno's new marketing campaign? Have you seen it? The new Juno marketing. It's really good. It's
Is
really
it the
good.
blue and red thing? Oh,
There we go. Don, what do you think about this? Do you think this is going to really drive Juno back into a bull market? You didn't see this today? Oh, here's
I'm blocked.
Reese.
I'm blocked by Lobo. I don't see what he's doing.
Can the stream see, or it's not
So,
shown? Oh yeah, they
so
can.
you're
I
not
see.
eligible. You're not eligible for the $1,000 in Juno. Don is Don's. How did we not think of this? We could have started our own chain and marketed it in this way. Probably would have hit 5 or 10 billion in market cap within days if we thought of
Joe,
this.
lately I was like hopeful of Juno, right? Like we had this live stream spaces with Jake, and I was like, ooh, we are getting
Reese,
the community together, like Rarma and Jake, and I feel like, yeah, we are fucking building something. But I realized it's like it's going, I don't know if it's going anywhere, to be honest. Like because it's still actually run by the people that don't know how to do shit, right? Like it's still run by the people who do something that they think they know how to do things. Like someone mentioned to me lately, how
well, let's do
even
this.
go with
If you could change one thing about Juno right now to get you back into it, what would it be? Like let's go the opposite of FUD. Let's go into the positives. If you could just make one change to Juno,
Joe, as
what
I
would it
said, I
be?
know nothing. I do nothing in my life. Okay, this is the point. I'm going out to people and I say like I know nothing. That's the thing. And what would I change? Um, Man, I don't know. Like I would remove. Like I don't want to see any Lobo and other idiots part of it, thinking they change the world or do something. Um, you need to understand like what they did. They actually didn't want to get listed on exchanges to build even liquidity with other pairs or nothing. Quite clearly, apparently, they say fuck off to the exchanges when they had the chance to do it.
I heard that. Yeah.
Then when there was listing of the Kraken, why the liquidity of Juno on the Kraken simply doesn't work, because those listings need to be done with market makers. But of course, Juno is so incompetent and incapable of doing anything. They can't do anything. Oh yeah, Reese, core one is down now. Wow. We turn it into DAO. We're gonna make it better. Now you can remove the members if you don't like. Innovation progress. Reese, look in the mirror. Check if there is no makeup to wash off your face. Okay? Please. Can you be realistic? Come back to the ground. Reese, what's your idea, Reese? Huh? Come to this channel. Tell us how you're going to save Juno. Turn it into DAO. Sub DAO.
Joe, what do you think? What do you think about Juno?
So I wasn't on Juno for a very long time. I only joined like sometime last year, like late last year, and that was when I first met Dawn. I think I joined at a point where it was already quite on the lows, like it wasn't at $40. Because I remember during the bull run, Juno went up to $40-ish, and then they also had Neta. But my main like idea of Juno is that to this day I'm still not very sure what's available. Like there's not many protocols out there that I would like actively say, okay, I'm gonna go Juno and then engage in this. So there's a lot of games as well. They say that in developing, but Fentorian stuff they haven't even released, that I'm not sure what's going on. And I think the only innovative thing that's worth looking at right now is probably WinDAO. And on the side, if you're more of a community person, I guess you could look at Hoppers, but at the same time, well, what people would say, it's a shit show, like in all honesty. And there's so many
I like
governance
Wind.
issues. Yeah.
I like Wind.
I mean,
if you're gonna
yeah.
if you're gonna place a bet, I mean, you're gonna place a bet on Wind just completely changing the outlook for Juno. And then of course, I would like to see DAO tooling improve. I like Wind, and I talked to Ethan once, And I was like, wow, it's nice to have somebody who has a history of producing now in charge of DeFi on Juno. And like Don said, we were very positive. I feel like I've been very positive the last couple of weeks. I talked to Jake every once in a while on Spaces. I talked to Jack Zamplin the other day. I'm like, wow, Juno. I need to double my position in Juno. So I'm still on the fence. I might just double my position, stake it, and then just like hold my ears and close my eyes and just hope for the next bull market.
What does Don think? So I have some bags at $6 that I bought, but I think overall I've been quite risk off some Cosmos assets. So I mainly hold like just the main ones like Adam. I'm looking out for Say. Say is launching, I guess, in Q1, late Q1, and I think that's one thing I'm really interested in. And Injective as well. That's the main. How many did I mention? I think 2 or 3 that I'm looking at. But other than that, I don't really know or more so engaged with many protocols across the Cosmos, even though I'm quite, like excited for the developments. But as of current moment, like monetary wise, I'm not investing or putting in money.
I haven't bought any Cosmos assets since like October. I've only been dollar cost averaging Bitcoin, and I have bought NFTs. That's about it. But Say, I'm going to talk to Say, I think next week. I think on Wednesday they'll be on my Spaces. No, sorry, March 15th. I'll have Say. I'm interested in what they're doing as well. I don't know much about Injective still. I don't know much about them.
Don's very quiet.
Don's thinking about it.
I just don't
Juno.
know. Yeah, I just
He's done
I
with
don't know.
life.
Yeah, I'm just don't want to be part of anything. I just like every time I come close, I feel like dirty mud on my body. It's just like it's almost like I don't know how I could go to Cosmoverse because I would just feel so dirty. Like if I go to any of these events, like really sticky
We're gonna have an event.
liquidity, like oil,
Stargaze.
right? Reese, how I double? Where do you think I get money? I'm not one of these guys who like I don't get money from community pool. Reese, you understand? Reese, you understand that the Juno, right? We don't pay marketers. We don't have any money to funding, but we liquidated millions to pay ourselves. Didn't really liquidate to Don Kryptonium. How I can buy any atom, anything?
0 times 2. You said $0 atom.
Reese. Juno Core 1 members.
Wait, Joe, are you going to Cosmoverse? Are you planning on going? No, not at all.
I'm going to try to go to at least one conference this year. I live in New York City, so I'm going to go to NYC NFT or whatever it's called, NFT NYC.
What date is it?
It's April 11th, 12th, 13th, and I'm off that week from work because I'm a teacher, so I have off that week. And it's my birthday week. I'm going to go look at some NFTs, and then I'll meet some Stargaze people, and it'll be fun. But I do want to go to at least one other conference. I don't know. I'm not going to go to Turkey. That's impossible. Don knows I'm busy over here.
What are you teaching, Joe?
What do I teach? Oh, you don't know what I teach? I teach science for 18 and over GED students that are newly immigrated to the United States. They get put into a special program if they're above a certain age because they can't go into regular high school and graduate on time. So that's what I teach. And I also tutor. I tutor on the side.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we need people like you, with the experience of teaching, and not the people who finished university abroad with the specialization of marketing and getting these jobs in the cosmos, thinking they do something that matters. We need less of that, okay? This is the poison of the earth. Like I was discussing with someone what would be funny, like Ethan Frey, he builds the sustainable business models and systems. And it would be so funny to send Ethan Frey for 1 week of the construction work. Just 1 week. Just like it would be just
Oh my God.
I just think
That
it
was
would
my
be
first-
the funniest shit ever.
That was my
Just
first
1
job.
week.
Construction was my first job. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
but-
I ever wanted. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
No,
wouldn't
just
wish that on
they
anybody.
should. They actually should. Just 1 week, Joe. Like it's not much. Just everyone can survive 1 week, right? Right?
No, you might not. It depends. It depends. I did mostly roofing in the summertime.
Mhm.
My dad was construction, so he would make me and my brother work in the summertime, and he never told us when we were working. He would just wake us up at like 6:30 in the morning and say, "Hey, you're coming to work," and that was how we found out we were working. And it was, we would work maybe like, I don't know, like 8 a.m. to like maybe 7 p.m., something like that, doing
Oh,
roofing in the
crazy.
summer.
Yeah.
It's fun. I worked in a warehouse too. That was actually worse. A book warehouse. I had a lot of. I've had probably the worst jobs of any teacher that exists.
My father is
people-
construction worker. My father worked on the construction since like 16 till like, well, now he's unhealthy and like, but yeah, like he was also like, because of this he was like a very simple father. Not very clever, not very educated, smoking a lot of cigarettes, drinking beer.
Sounds
That's
like
what
my
the
dad as well.
construction. Yeah. Someone was saying in the comments, I need to give shout out. If there is H8 still in the comments, there is the NFT coming to Stargaze that is very cool, cute, and it's called Pocket Bisu. It probably will mint for like 500 stars. Let me know if you need the whitelist. This is the heavy promotion I need to give here. Go to Bisu Discord to get the whitelist, because I'm spiritually out of Cosmos and any other idiot chain that is out there, and I'm gonna be only engaged in NFTs from now on. That's what I want to say.
I haven't really used Stargaze, but if I'm not wrong, Joe, you had an NFT collection. I still don't understand. How did that burst out of proportion?
How did it what? I missed that.
How did it all burst out? Like everyone was using Cosmos Joe PFPs, and I was like, what the frick?
Oh my God. Yeah, I think that's the only reason why I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, so one day, Reese, who's in the chat, was involved, and they just made a collection of NFTs, and then I didn't buy them. When it was about to sell out, I think I minted 2, and then I gave one away. So I only have 1 of my own NFT. And then the second collection, I minted a whole bunch, and they're literally worthless. They haven't minted out yet from like November. So it was basically 2 people that don't like NFTs just made the collection. They just made the collection. So
and everyone just started working. Yeah.
It was just, for weeks leading up to that, I knew something was wrong. Everyone was really bored, and even Twitter Spaces was depressing. And I just said, look, everybody's bored. You need to get a life. Just I deleted Twitter off my phone like every weekend just so I don't have to look at it. And then that happened. It was pure boredom and desperation, I think.
Yeah, continue chatting, guys.
Don made a video about the Joe NFTs, and it was one of the best videos that Don made.
Did not watch that, but yeah, unfortunately.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
No, that was a good one, Don. You know it was good. You know it was good.
Thank you. There will be the Dawn token, maybe one day. I think the way to make it in crypto is to make your own token.
Of course.
There is no other way. Like,
no utility,
why would
nothing.
I shield? Why would I look? Okay, my ears hurt me from this. Can we? No, it makes you. Brian agrees. Yeah, my own token. Like that's the way to do. Why would I spend whole year shilling Juno, telling how great Juno is, how great developers are, how great Cosmos is, right? Shield all this fucking time, all this shit. Not an even fucking thank you. Nothing.
You get
Fuck
blocked.
off.
You got
I
blocked.
got blocked. Not a fucking thank you. While you guys paid to each other. You are what can I say? Right? I'm gonna make my own token. I shouldn't even make it on Juno. I will wait for Neutron to make it on Neutron. Or I will make it on Ethereum. Something real, something that actually matters.
I think Neutron is supposed to come on my Twitter Spaces soon as well, but I have a list somewhere. I always forget. I have a really bad, I have a very bad memory, so I never know who's coming on my Spaces till I look at my little piece of paper.
There are so
I
many
think
chains coming out.
Neutron.
So many
There's a
chains
lot.
coming out. Yeah.
The funny
I
thing,
did
the
talk to a
chaotic
new
rage,
chain.
chaotic rage, he thinks I'm using my wife headphones. It's actually my headphones. It's not my wife headphones. Yeah,
With your
I'm
big
not
ass
making
dome.
Don chain. The problem is with Cosmos. Okay, we can't even make a meme coin. I was speaking about this.
Oh yeah, this was good.
Like
You were right about this, by the way.
The best thing is like okay, what is Dodge? Dodge is absolutely like it makes nothing. No utility. It's Dodge. It's had this very funny video when it launched. It was like really and then you had Shiba, and then you had Dogelon. None of that. It's all like scams or memes. That's what the meme coin is. You understand? And then Cosmos got the idea. When Juno launched, there was like, finally we're gonna have our own meme coins. So then Chihuahua said like they're gonna launch meme coin on Juno. Maybe it would be great. It would be meme coin, but then they decided no, will be on the forefront of the Cosmosm innovation. We are gonna be really innovative chain. So they did this. Then Cerberus, three-headed dog, decided there will be meme, and we will be, no, it will be us who will be on the forefront of the Cosmosm innovation. So they launched. And the funniest part, like, I need to speak of Cerberus. Okay, where is this? Like, sorry for speaking so much, but there was my friend who was trolling Cerberus, and he made when it launched, on the proposal number 2 on Cerberus is, send me many Cerberus, please. He was only one who understood the meme. He shared his address with the Cerberus, and it got no with veto and no's, because all of these idiot validators voted no. Polkachu no with veto. Friends did not like pro validator no. Wind power stake no with veto. No jokes here, right? Then he made another proposal that stated unban me. Then proposal number 9, drag
Who was
Cerberus back to hell. Angry Mouse. It's the 18-year-old boy that I had twice on my great developer. He's the better developer that like 90% of Cosmos, and he was just trolling Cerberus because he thought Cerberus is a rag. So then these people who run the validators, these jokers, validators on Cerberus who voted no with veto, they branded him as a very toxic person, but he was only one guy that knew it's a rag and was making jokes of it. And those validators who were like banning him and voting no with veto, there were also validators who voted yes for incentivizing Cerberus everywhere. Those validators also voted yes to include Cerberus to be incentivized with Osmo for it to enable that.
That was a disaster.
And now the same validators are the heroes of the people. Now, after we drain that, we are going to put Cerberus to sleep. We honorable men. Polkachu,
Yep.
Wind Power Stake, and Whisper Nodes. We are the hero of the people. We save you. No, you're retards piece of shit. That's all you are. Nothing more, and you never will be anything more in life. Okay. So, by the way, Angry Mouse has now job at Stargaze because he's actually
Ah,
useful, unlike these validators who only know how to run the nodes and can't do anything beyond that. Nothing. So these proposals are so funny. Like all of these rejected proposals, and then he gave up, right? Like so, he's
How about we give away? How about we give away? I have a bunch of Wawa token in my prize wallet. Why don't we give it
yeah.
away to people in the chat? I don't know how to do it. Just pick a number between 1 and 100, I guess, and then whoever's closest wins.
Look,
oh,
Is,
there's
is, that, a,
this.
is that a good game?
Joe.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
guys.
you show.
Mm,
There's this guy
so
in the YouTube comments that constantly is asking me to step on him. I'm so confused.
it's okay. Yeah, that's how the world is. Is it this?
No, well,
Am I
it's not.
sharing?
I'm not.
Joe, can you? Yeah, Joe, can you share it?
Got it.
So
Oh, this
here is the
one.
Wind Power Stake, right? Wind Power Stake and
Make it
Polkachu
bigger.
being heroes of the people, right? But we had the proposal in June, right? And it was also made drag Cerberus back to hell, June 2022. With this proposal, I intend to signal that the Cerberus chain be disbanded, that all validators cease operation, and that this project be removed from Cosmos in its entirety.
I
This
remember
chain is
that.
waste of resources and mindshare. The only project connected with this chain is an NFT project which isn't even being deployed on Cerberus chain. This project's sole utility appears to be mining of Osmo tokens via Osmosis Pool
Yes.
662.
Yes.
This chain is dead, my friends. You must accept it and use the power of governance to put it out of its misery. No with veto, 60%, right? Who voted no with veto? Wind Power Stake, Cosmos Station,
Right.
Crossnest. No. Like, you see these jokers? You see these jokers here? You should, and soon they are closing. Look, and now Wind Power Stake is hero of the people, closing the chain 8 months later. You are jokers. You are no one. You are miserable little fuck. Okay, that's all you are. When people warn you, when you had the people that tell you that is scam, you don't want to talk to this as long as it's giving you rewards. Okay,
That's right.
I'm tired of people like you. I'm sick of people like you. I'm sick of the people who play the good ones. I'm sick of people who think they are better than others. I'm sick of people that thinks they know something. I'm sorry that being so like I complain only in last few weeks. I know, because I'm sick of all of you. I'm sick of you security experts. I'm sick of you node runners. I'm just so sick of you. You are disgusting. Sorry, sick of you. Wind Power Stake. I have no respect to you.
You and I were commenting on the same Twitter thread about that, and I was trying to make the point that the validators could have stopped validating at any time, and the people were asking to be rugged. So the owner of the chain just gave them what they wanted, right? They were voting for Osmo rewards. They're buying NFTs on Omniflix, sharing
Yeah.
dog memes.
Mhm.
I want to find that thread, but I want to give away some tokens here. So people in the chat, I don't know the best way to do this. Pick a number between 1 and 100. You get one choice, so don't put more than one. And then I don't know. I'll just give people some Wawa tokens, not Cerberus tokens. Those are going to be zero very soon. But Wawa
Yeah.
is a
And
little more than zero, like a little bit
but just
higher
want to
than
tell,
zero.
after that, we still don't have Patmos meant to be meme coin, and he couldn't make meme coin. He decided he will make most technologically advanced liquid staking. Then we
That's
could
worse.
have Joe. Then we could have Joe. That would be meme coin. But no, Reese was like, no, I'm going to make double. Proof of work, proof of stake, smart contracts, dump contracts.
Liquid
All
staking.
of that will be. Why?
We need it.
Reese,
I
why
needed it.
you being so fucking stupid? Reese, it
Reese
meant
did
to
it
be
for
a
me, I
meme
feel
coin.
like.
Do you understand that Joe would do absolutely best if it would do nothing? Do you understand? If people can just use it for fun. Do you understand that or not?
Reese understands that I needed it for myself.
Just
Because
give
he knows
them,
how
give the 50%.
he knows how boring.
Yeah, you made Joe token. Give 50% to Joe so he can do it only for giveaways to his people. That's the point. You understand, Reese? You understand?
No, I ask him for tokens. I say, hey, send me 25,000 tokens, and I give them away. Putmos has all the tokens, I think. Like one of them has it all.
Another grifter.
Putmos made Joe Chain very advanced. We were gonna put a.
What for?
I completely can't keep up here. There's a Joe chain.
Yeah,
there is.
I still haven't staked my tokens yet. And what's funny is I think the whole validator set got slashed.
I'm going.
The whole validator set got slashed, and I wasn't staking.
So. I'm done Krypton.
I didn't know there's a Joe chain. I didn't know there was a Joe token.
It's
someone is peeing.
All right, I'm gonna spin for a random number. I gotta find an app.
Reese, send me 1 million tokens. I will make better use of that.
The number was 84. 84. So who's the closest here?
Lowell.
Edward Roar.
Oh. No, it's Lowell.
Oh no, you're right. Lowell had 88. Damn. Okay, that was pretty freaking close. All right. Lowell, can you DM me on Twitter? Hopefully you have Twitter. And in order to be eligible for the prize, you have to unfollow Don on Twitter and unsubscribe to his YouTube. No, but Lowell, just DM me on Twitter. Are those Joe boxers? Jesus Christ. How do you have 3 million Joe tokens? I only have like 20,000. This is crazy. But yeah, I'll show you the here's the UI. Really sleek. You could write a review, right? You could write a review. This is my third time visiting the chain. It keeps getting better and better.
What do you do on Joe Chain? Like just
I don't do anything on Joe Chain, but
Joe, you're already going too far. You meant to do nothing. What's wrong with you people? What you do on Joe Chain?
So anyone in the chat right now,
what you do on Juno Chain? What you do on Juno Chain? Is there anything you can do on Juno Chain?
Well, you could partake in illegal gambling. You could swap red and blue tokens.
You can create the DAOs.
You can make DAOs, and then you can get rugged by DAO, and you're.
This podcast we should
the comments. The comments.
This podcast is just about like being done, like completely done. You know, this is the podcast that like I think I'm only like, to be honest, when I listen to Spay and Joe, I think you are like still full of hope. And I'm really glad that you keep me alive here. It's 1 p.m. and I already think to start drinking. You know,
there's nothing wrong with that. You'll probably make.
It's Sunday as well, so
I like your recent videos have been really good. I have to say, the bridging Ethereum tokens to Osmosis one today was pretty good. I didn't realize it was that cheap to do that. So I'm going to do that tomorrow so I could buy more Stargaze NFTs. What else?
Is
Your,
it is
your
it
Osmo video.
via gravity, or
I think I'm going to use Gravity Bridge.
yeah, it's like $3-4 depending on the gas fees. Sometimes can be even two. But bridging
It's not bad.
out is absolutely useless. Like you can't, like it's so difficult to bridge it out. So just
No,
bridging.
I would bridge in. Is there a way to bridge in
Yeah.
Binance tokens or no? There's no way to do that, right?
No.
Maybe to Carbon. I think I could bridge them to Carbon. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I have
No,
like
I feel
$100.
maybe the Carbon is like hidden gem here, because I feel the guy. He's like.
It could be.
I feel like. Do you know Carbon? Spade. He's from Singapore.
Carbon, yep. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. He's the guy from
Very
Singapore.
guy.
Maybe I should do something with him, because when I see him, I feel man of honor there.
You feel
I
what?
cannot man of honor. I feel honor
man of
from
honor.
him. I feel.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel.
Oh,
I
he's
feel
very capable.
legitimacy.
He's
Is his
very
name Richard?
capable.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I talked to him once.
Fish
He's
Market.
good.
Fish Market. His name is Fish Market.
He's the marketing guy. He did reach out to me. I'm supposed to do spaces with him, but it's hard for me to
Very
tell
smart.
him. I'm behind. But the
Yes,
builder.
really.
What the hell is his name?
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he's trying to like get more involved, and as you know, like it's quite hard to get in the internal side of things on Cosmos. So he's been trying the last few months.
Beg him to not do it.
Oh,
he's gonna suicide after. Don't get into inside of Cosmos. This is the biggest and stinkiest swamp in the entire universe. Let him build on his own. Don't touch Cosmos. Just use the technology. Connect to IBC. Don't come close to the stinky. Do you see me? Yeah, man. What's up? You want to out? You want out?
I talked to Edward. I talked to Edward from Carbon, Switchio Labs, and I like that. They have, they just build, and they have not really hyped up their token at all, right?
But they're trying to, but even I'm not too sure why it's failing. I just think people currently, first thing, they're not really interested in swapping like in this market. But they have a few. I think their branding has an issue as well, because they got Switcho Labs, they have DMAX, they have Carbon, and
right.
I think there's one more in the mix. And it's like people are quite confused. Like they say, "Oh, what's Carbon? It's layer 2." But then what's DMAX? Oh, DMAX is built on Carbon. And then what's Switcho? Switcho. It's actually quite simple, but they keep throwing out the names interchangeably. So it's like people get confused. And,
the token is Swift, so that's a little bit confusing too.
And that's used on Carbon, But the guy is really quite capable. Like he's been trying. I think recently they have a partnership with like Strike Zone as well. Like they have money markets up on DMAX, and they're trying to kind of raise the cap, so like more so increase like participation engagement across the scene. But they have their own condensed community, and it's actually quite nice to see. I think some people here may even be holders of Switcho. So
I do like that they built something, order book decks, has liquidity pools. I'm pretty sure there's leverage trading. You could do a lot on DMAX. They just don't have the liquidity yet.
trying.
Yeah, it's nice to hear about capable people. I'm actually quite incapable, for example. Just like I might have good synergy with the DMAX founder.
Stargaze Shane's quite smart. Like I read his tweets quite a lot.
Yes. Yeah. I saw recently on the Twitter, the Hero of Cosmos made the group with me and the Stargaze team, and I was very proud to see how they ignored that simply. Very clever team.
Who's that?
Who's the Heroes of Cosmos?
Hero of Cosmos made the group on the Twitter with me and the Stargaze team. And I was very proud to see how Stargaze team simply doesn't leave a single response. Very clever team, truly. It was beautiful. Beautiful to see.
I had a meeting with Shane the other day because CryptoTank is trying to plan an NFT conference in Nashville for August, so that we wanted some input from Shane, and it was fun. I hope we have that. I hope we have that conference. We would love to have Don as the keynote speaker at this conference, and maybe put you up in like a 3-star hotel, which is pretty good in the United States. A 3-star hotel.
I want to ask, is there still H8 in the comments? So we do this pocket bisu. Send me your stars address to be whitelisted. Joe, you told me you really want to have whitelist for the pocket bisu, right? You
I
really
didn't tell
want
you
to
that.
meet the shit out of this, yeah. So
we did.
So I wanted it to be on the launch pad, and I put it like for the team pick, and the team voted like actually someone didn't want it on the launch pad, and they were upset. And H8, I was talking to H8 to make the game for Stargaze, and now I think he maybe don't want to make it anymore. Thank you for your stars address. I'm going to hack it, exploit it now. Reese, what we are going to do in the room when you will be sharing with me? I didn't know Reese.
I didn't know Reese was a Juno developer. I thought he was just a random guy in the comments.
He used to work with the best developer in Cosmos. He was Reese. Reese was nothing before. No, Reese was like really nothing, truly nothing. But then Reese got employed by Notional, and then Notional taught Reese everything, all the development, all the just simply like everything.
I have a picture of Reese.
Notional. Notional is the best company in Cosmos. So Reese learned from Jacob and copy all the Jacob code.
There's before Reese left Notional, that's Jacob and Reese right there.
Seriously, like how is Polygon how is Polygon surviving without Jacob? How is Bitcoin still running without Jacob? Is he involved? Is he deving there as well?
I thought you said she watched the last one. when Don told me that, when Don told me you were going to join, and I just said, "What's wrong with her? Why does she want to?"
Reese is spitting some alpha, and Jacob invented the Ethereum. I thought so. Then Vitalik stole his work.
I'm pretty sure Jacob is still investigating the Mt. Gox exploit.
Oh, I hope Jacob doesn't see this. Freaking roast me.
Oh. He's definitely not going to watch this.
He never watches this shit. I think Jacob thinks still like I'm like really great friend or something.
Oh, the Batman photo killed me.
I'm trying. Oh, there's this. So there is this great. So Jacob.
Victor, can we get that picture? Don, you have that picture.
Oh, can we not? Oh, so bad.
The picture of Jacob stealing the truck.
Let's. He was there.
Reese had to bail him out of jail. Nobody gets any of these jokes except for like 3 people in the chat. But no, I
No,
would like to know
it's
how
not good to
Polygon.
keep harassing. It's not good to keep harassing Jacob.
That's not good. He's a good
He's
guy.
just deving. He's been deving in Cambodia. He's been deving the track in Cambodia. Now I don't want to do it because I want Jacob. We should do Jacob coin, and it will have the logo of Jacob face, but the face in Cambodia, the Cambodian Jacob. Wait, was he still wearing Crocs back then? Dude, he was wearing Crocs already there. Like he had the Crocs when he was driving this track.
I'm very proud that I've never worn Crocs and never even thought about buying them.
There's
It's never.
clearly
They just look funny to me.
he's been
I really
My
like
kid wears them.
I
right.
really like the
This is-
dynamic of
there
your
is
friendship.
Crocs. Is it Crocs?
My kid can't tie her shoes, so I like when she wears Crocs, but I've just never thought
Right?
to put my foot in there.
Is it correct? This is Crocs. Can you see it?
Reese is saying yes. There we go. Wow, that's such a good.
That's
that's
the
a-
but better here. So he was
What picture is that? Is that like a Google satellite image? What is that?
No, this is some Cosmos developer. Devin.
Oh shit! I didn't see that picture. What's that pile of garbage in the street?
This is Devin, man.
He just dead.
Just
He's a good
patching
guy.
those patching those patching those bags.
Why don't we do something to make the sponsors happy? Or the future sponsors that we will get for this podcast. We don't have any sponsors now. Don did a video recently about Crescent.
We should.
I didn't
Can we
watch
ask
it. I didn't
Notional
watch it.
for
Well, does he-
$1,000 a month?
Does he does he validate Crescent? Because then we won't talk about it. But what did you tell us about Crescent so we don't have to watch that video? I'm curious. Crescent, Osmosis, stack them up for us, size them up for us.
Who's that question? Spay?
No, you, because you did a video on Crescent like a week or two ago, didn't you?
I don't do
Because I
YouTube
thought they would
videos.
pay me, but they didn't.
Oh, you thought you were getting paid, so maybe you should do a follow-up video.
I thought they would pay me, but I never ask people to pay me. Yeah.
What's fair asking price for a YouTuber with 1,000 inactive followers to do a video?
Actually, some guy in the comments just asked, can anyone explain what Bostrom is? I am quite interested as well because Bostrom apparently has the second one IBC volume, and I don't even know what they do.
Yeah.
Does anyone know?
And Jacob is big fan of Bostrom. It must be great.
What do they do? What even?
Uh,
I tried searching for a Twitter
Brian
account,
is
but
expert. Yeah.
Brian
Bostrom
gave me a lot
is-
of good advice the other day.
Bostrom is the, I believe, IBC pussy, something like this, right? Reese,
oh yeah, the
is it
space
correct?
pussy.
Space pussy. Yeah, they do it. You can.
What is that? Is that a public good?
Yes. Maybe. Jacob is big fan. He's patching the bags on the Bostrom. Yeah.
They have a token?
Nice.
Space pussy.
Fozzie, oh god, best 2023. All right, the year is still new.
Oh,
We'll
wasn't
take
they the
that
one
as
with the scam proposals or something? Freaking. I don't know.
Just marketing, just like inviting people to enter the space pussy. That was it. It wasn't spam. It was good, legitimate. But yeah, Brian was saying $100 to $150, Joe, a week. You can
Oh, wow.
make per video.
No,
Yeah.
per video. I just did a video, and I've never gotten paid to do a video. All the videos I do are just because I'm interested and I'm trying to make good videos. They
Mhm.
offered me 10 free shirts. I thought that was
Nice.
better than $100. So I can give 10 free shirts out to community, but I don't actually have them in my possession. So I haven't told anyone that I'm able to give away 10 shirts. So I think that's better than $100 because I can give them away to 10. I can give it away to I can give them away to 10 people.
I'm reading comments. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I
Can
thought
you
you thought that I was going to get all 10 shirts, but no, I'll give them away.
can you do chaotic rage comment?
I don't see it. Oh.
It's about Jacob was simply saving us there.
Why not get Jacob on here one time? Are you?
He's busy deving
Yeah.
now. He's just Jacob is too busy. He's deving.
Well, not only that, when his prop passes, he's going to be responsible for the hub's code 24/7, 365. He's going to also
He will not
be
sleep.
able to. He won't sleep because he's going to monitor Luna Classic, Aqua DAO, and Bostrom, and also Ukrainian real estate trends.
Oh, could you?
I still delegate to Notional.
I like
Jacob.
I like Jacob.
Could you?
I like Jacob.
Yeah, everyone likes Jay. I like Jacob too.
But now I feel like I don't need to delegate to him because he got the ICF delegation. So
Yeah.
I'll just
700,000 atoms. Pooh. Reese,
So
you should know.
I'll pull my.
What's is Jacob the so Jacob? I mean, now as the ICF established that Jacob is the most influential Cosmos developer, right? Everyone has the face. We finally got a face of Cosmos. So Ethereum has Vitalik. Polkadot has what's this guy name?
Gavin Wood.
What? Gavin Wood. Cardano
Dr.
have
Wood, yeah.
Charlie, and we got Jacob, the biggest developer of Cosmos, the most influential. He's responsible for the stack of Cosmos. We are in good hands.
24/7.
I agree.
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7, looking after us.
This
Spade, do you have boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
Nice. How long
Did
you been
someone ask
together?
it?
No, I'm just
almost 3
asking for
years.
them. They're a little shy. Yeah, almost 3 years. Nice. What?
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Does he like crypto?
I think he tries, but he's not really open. Like he does use osmosis and stuff, but he slopes his back, so I don't know. He doesn't really.
Not really
engage.
open-minded. Not enough open-minded. Nice.
Not really. No. He did have like Kujira and stuff, but then he sold it like I think a few months back. Yeah.
What he will think about this podcast of yours?
He doesn't watch.
Would he watch it?
No, he wouldn't.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
How about your wife? Does your wife watch your videos?
Oh,
do your wives watch your videos?
Mine does not. Mine watched three of my videos. She watched 3. She watched my first one, and then I made her watch 2 others, but she didn't care. So I could, there's zero chance that anyone I know will watch this video, unless they subscribe to Don, actually.
This is why I can say anything I want on Twitter. She follows me on Twitter. She doesn't even look at her Twitter. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what I do.
She doesn't care what I do.
She has different interests. She has a little. For example, yesterday she asked me if she should buy the biography of Prince Harry. She has slightly different interest in her life. Yeah. So I begged her not to. I begged her to not do it. I'm quite confident I could use it in the divorce case later if she would do it. So that would be my favor.
You know what? I found that when I lived, because I used to live in Asia, people were very interested in like the British royal family for some reason. And in the United States, I think most people, they know Princess Diana, right?
Mm.
And they know the Queen who just passed. I don't think they can name anybody else in the British royal family unless they had like a list in front of them to match it to the face. But when I lived in Asia, they were very interested in royal family business. I have no interest at all in it. I'm actually sorry that I have to hear about it.
Well, she sent me the picture of the book. The title is Spare, and I was like, this dude, like he looks so different on this picture. Like that's like not him. And she was like, she sent me the picture, and she was like, should I buy? Later, she told me she thought it's funny. But I think she wasn't actually joking. Right? This is the book. So yeah, it's we do have some. I still don't know. Like my wife, and I really like how, because he's essentially barely have any hair here, but somehow on this picture he has. You know. But yeah, I don't know, like I read different book. My wife doesn't read, because she's from Hong Kong. I know Spade also doesn't read, right? Because Asians do not read.
We read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I just think when you grow older and stuff, you don't really have time to. So no, do not read now.
I see you're unusual. Unusual. You read. Nice.
I do not anymore.
You don't read anymore?
No, well, I think people here read a lot. Like in Singapore, I think it's just like, I mean, everyone here studies a lot. You know what I mean? It's just the whole society here,
right.
and then many people here like to adopt this kind of. Oh, I like to read. I just read this book about business last week. That kind of thing. Like it's very common here.
Yeah, I meant rather like literature. I meant things that I actually meant culture. Yes. Yeah. That's sometimes people ask me, oh, should I go Asia? I want to experience the Asian culture or Chinese culture. And I always say to people, you want to see culture, go, I don't know, Italy, right? There's no culture in Asia. Like if
I went to Italy. It's very, 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 very nice. Very pretty. I agree.
Beautiful. Yeah. I really like the monuments, Did you watch the movie Call Me by Your Name?
No, I have not.
Well, I don't know. Does it give me privilege to be racist towards Asian if my wife is Asian, or it's not? Joe, I wonder what's your opinion.
Which Joe?
Yeah, I think
I'm asking Joe because you are Asian, right? So like I'm giving the first voice to the men the white men. I will value white men opinion.
Oh my god. Can you ask the question again? I lived there for like 3 years, so I have an okay handle on some of the culture over there, but not a whole lot, because I found that I was there to do a specific job, and a lot of people, especially my coworkers, they didn't want to talk to me. They just wanted me to do my job, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But what was the question?
I don't remember.
Okay, good, because I don't want to say anything that would get me fired from my actual job. Okay.
Spay, what's your opinion?
Oh, what's the question?
Is it okay to be racist towards Asian if you have Asian wife?
Well, no. If it's inside jokes with your wife, then sure. But in general,
I agree with you.
Racist.
I was testing everyone here. I was testing everyone. That was, I was checking if people will be laughing or something like this, because that would be then unacceptable.
What do you mean you agree with me? Inside
I
jokes.
agree with you. It's absolutely not correct to do any jokes. Um, you know.
When I was in Asia, the most popular book was The Devil Wears Prada, and in Korea, a lot of people were using that movie to learn English. Home Alone, The Devil Wears Prada, and another movie they would watch over and over and over again. Damn, there was another movie, and they would use those movies specifically to learn English. I can't remember the other one. I think it was a Will Smith movie.
We need a Cosmos event in Asia.
I would love to.
I'd love to.
I would like to go
We
back
do
to
have
Korea
in Korea, right? I want
didn't
Spain to
even-
come Hong Kong. It's like just 3 hours away. You have nice office. You are in some office?
Yeah, I'm in the office.
Is everyone
It's a shared
fired
office.
already? Is
No,
everyone
it's-
fired? Because you seem
it's a
around there.
It's a Sunday.
Right.
Yeah. No one goes
Yeah,
to
I
work
have
on
no money
Sundays.
to rent the shared office. Nice. It's it's very interesting, this live chat, is it? Spay, will you come next week to discuss the Cosmos things with us?
Yeah, sure.
Do you enjoy it?
I do.
What are you eating? This is the first podcast that fully accepts eating. It's nice. Oh, noodle. Nice.
Noodles, yeah.
Is it prawn that I see there? Some prawn?
No, it's meatballs.
Meatballs. Nice. I do think cuisine in Hong Kong is better than Singapore, to be honest. I don't really like
Really?
I don't really like Singapore cuisine. A lot of coconut and like this laksa. I hate laksa. Shit, I hate it so much. It's disgusting food.
I like the food in Singapore. I was only there for like 2 weeks, I think, or maybe 10 days.
But there's so many. There's so much like to choose from.
I mean, it's a lot
Yeah.
of like Cantonese influence because there is a lot of Cantonese people also like moved, a lot of mainland Chinese. So you have similar diversity of food as Hong Kong, right? You have like, I believe, Chinese food from every region. Then you have strong influence of Malay food.
Yeah,
right,
and then
which is the
Nepalese
laksa
food,
and-
Indian food. Yeah.
I like the food in Malaysia. I thought Malaysia had amazing food. I can't remember how long I was in Malaysia for, but yeah, the like the Chinese hot pot and the Indian food in Malaysia, that was great. I was only in Hong Kong for like 3 days and I didn't get any good food.
What do you eat in the US?
What do
There's
I eat?
burgers. Yeah, steaks.
I had a burger. I had a steak today. I had a burger on Friday. I don't eat any fast food at all. I cook all my food. So, yeah, basically like vegetables and meat is like 90% of my diet, I would say.
Nice. I might do Shake Shack today. I'm thinking because
I've
to
had
the
Shake
cinema.
Shack before. Yeah, it's.
I'm going to cinema. I'm going to watch The Whale. Did you see the Whale? Maybe it's.
Oh no. Looks nice.
It's like seems like very popular now. Yeah, I'm going to watch The Whale.
Reese, I did eat 3 frozen burritos the other night while I was babysitting my own kid. I was afraid to leave her alone for long. So when I ate the 3rd burrito, my kid, she goes, "Another one?" She's only 3 years old, and she even knew that it was not safe. But yeah, I don't eat fast food. There's Shake Shack and all Chipotle. I've only been to Chipotle once and Shake Shack maybe twice.
Oh, the whale looks nice. I'm just looking at pictures of it.
Yeah, I'm going today. I also want to see the Babylon.
The one with Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt.
So
I
hot.
quite suffer, I was complaining the other day because we don't make any good movies anymore. Like like if you look at the cinema in past few years, it's like it's so sad. Like my friends would invite me recently, "Oh, do you want to go to the Ant-Man?" And I'm like, I have similar reaction as to Cosmos Validators. Like, just give me a fucking break. Like, please don't just don't ask me again. I just don't want to see it, right?
I heard it was
Like
bad.
well, it's just I don't want to see any of these like superhero movies. I want like cinema. You know what I mean? I want to sit in the cinema and I want to see the storytelling. I want
Do you
I
watch
want
Avatar
the
2?
Roman cartoon.
Avatar 2.
No,
Avatar.
I actually, I don't actually. I'm not a fan of Avatar.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
mean, I don't know. Are we going to ignore that the Avatar characters look like blue Nigerians with Down syndrome?
That is so bad.
No, it's not my joke. I heard someone saying this, but if you look Avatar, right?
I'm gonna Google. I
Oh,
gotta
they're
Google
meant to
this
look
now.
like aliens. Oh, you don't know as well. They
They
do look
look
I
like
know.
they look
I
like
know. I know what they look like. I've just never seen the movie.
they look like
Ah,
certain race humans with like Down syndrome. I think it's horribly racist, to be
You know,
honest.
I don't think so. I think they look like. I don't know if you've ever watched Thundercats. They look like Thundercats, but they're blue.
Yeah, but
Thundercats.
as I said, I need to say that wasn't my joke, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Too late. It's already on YouTube.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you? So you guys
Um,
have never seen Thundercats? Thundercats was maybe like the best cartoon in the '80s. One of the best. Here, look.
I'm not.
yeah,
I
but
wasn't born yet.
you
Don't
know,
they? Don't
I
they look?
do.
They look like them, right?
Not really.
Yes, kind of. I don't. You know, there was Werner Herzog that said about Avatar, and I
Can we
like this
ban
opinion.
chaotic
It was.
rage?
Uh,
This casually roasting.
This is Cosmos. You can get banned for telling the truth.
chaotic rage. Should I give Remilia to Joe, or but yeah, Werner Herzog, he set up the Avatar one that 3D technology is all beautiful and great, but it's essentially like what is called like new age pseudo intellectual crap. That's all Avatar is. And I kind of agree with that. I enjoyed movie, Avatar 1, like beautiful, and I think actually James Cameron is like not bad storyteller, but like it's not my king of the movies, I like the simple movie storytelling, love, bonding, human emotions, um and it's just like not yeah.
What's the best movie that you've seen in the last year? Both of you guys. Cocaine
Wait,
Bear.
I don't really watch movies, but the last series I watched was really good was The Last of Us. It's still ongoing.
Oh, the
The
series.
Last of Us.
Yeah, the series, The Last of Us.
I need to watch. Yeah.
It's very good. Super good.
Let's see.
It's like the game,
Uh,
but with some like different additions. Like they changed up a few stuff, like much more in-depth storytelling. But it's really, really good.
Got it. All right.
I think I don't know what in the last years I think like Call Me by Your Name was but I seen it a few years ago already, so was nice movie.
It's a gay
What?
movie.
Yeah, it's nice. I really like it. The soundtrack beautiful. That's the oh, I know. Licorice Pizza. I'm a huge fan of Paul Thomas Anderson, so I watched it like a year ago, right? Licorice Pizza. is the Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I do really like it. The Many I didn't really like. I think it was bad movie, to be honest.
You like romance shows?
Um,
You're a romance guy.
Only gay romance movies.
I like storytelling, right? I like storytelling.
Yeah, romance.
Hmm.
So I heard this one, All Quiet on the Western Front. I think that pumped up the ads as well. Apparently it's really good, but I haven't watched it.
I have not seen that. No, I haven't seen it. I don't watch that much TV. I don't watch that many movies. I can't even remember if I watched any movies in the last year. I watch kid movies because my kid's 3, so I have to watch all that crap. Like
How about anime?
not anime, but I saw in the movie theater Minions or something like that. I think that's what I saw. Actually, I thought it was pretty good. For a kids movie, it had a lot of jokes for adults in there. It was one of the Minions movies. The kids' movies are really bad. Really, really bad. Like Frozen is really bad. Moana is a really bad movie. Pretty much all the new Disney movies are really bad. Dora the Explorer is not pretty good. It is not good. Have you seen the movie Luca, the cartoon movie, Don?
Mm-mm.
No, it has every negative stereotype of Italian people in it, but it's a kids movie. It's pretty good.
From the cartoons, I don't know. I did enjoy like BoJack Horseman, which was on like Netflix. I really like BoJack Horseman. Did you watch?
Never even heard of it.
It's like a Family Guy.
Really? Oh, like you should watch BoJack Horseman. It was really good.
Oh, BoJack Horseman. I've never seen it, but that's a show though. That's not a movie, right?
Yeah,
series,
it's not a movie. It's TV show. Yeah.
This person, Chaotic Rage, is saying Pixar movies are good. Which one? Toy Story is dumb, and I think Monsters Inc. is okay, but Toy Story is stupid. Did they do B Movie? Is B Movie a Pixar movie? Because B Movie I thought was actually really funny. My kid didn't understand it at all, but I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Austin in the comments saying game had no gay shits. They actually did. The Last of Us did have a bit, but they kind of exaggerated it a lot more in the show. So yeah, just a tip for anyone who's watching The Last of Us. Episode 3 is really, really, really gay, which is quite nice. It's a nice story. So, but yeah, if you don't like gay stuff.
I think I didn't sleep enough today.
Right, you only got 8 hours of sleep, right?
Yeah,
that's not a good.
That's
not a good. Those are like Web 2 statistics for sleep, right there. You need to get in the Web 3 mode where.
How much?
9.5 hours. Me?
How much you sleep, Joe? Yeah.
No, I don't sleep at all. My kid wakes up every hour and a half. I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
Since we've been on this live stream, she's woken up twice. I could hear her. But I'm
How old is she?
And you completely ignoring her. Nice.
Oh, my wife is there. My wife is there. I told my wife I'm doing an important podcast. I told her I'm doing a podcast with Joe Rogan, and I can't be bothered. So but no, I have a baby who's 4 months old, and then another little one that's 3.5, and then my wife's daughter's 13. But the little one, she wakes up like every 90 minutes at night. She doesn't nap during the day, so it's a little bit. The last 4 months,
I
have no memory of anything.
I think also like animation movies are just so bad now. Like I don't know. I feel like the old movies, like the it almost make me feel I want to watch the like very like old Walt Disney movies when the
Pinocchio
animation was drawn. Yeah.
Yes.
Like this
I
was
think,
like great.
I watched Pinocchio, and Pinocchio is actually a really, really, really good movie. There's a lot of like hidden messages that kids will not understand till they're older. Pinocchio is probably one of the best Disney movies, and it's from like I think it's from the 1940s or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
19
yeah. I wanted to watch this one, I and there was in a lot of these old animation movies, you had, a lot of morals that was being passed. The graphics, they were just like so beautiful. It's insane. Like, and it was
The-
all, and now you have all of these digital movies,
It's bad. It's
um,
bad.
and it
Um,
it it actually doesn't have the history, right? So what I'm um those stories, we have these archetypes, like the old movies, they were always based off the archetypes, and the modern
right.
movies are not basing that, they fixing up everything, like it's actually not. I don't know, like how to really say it, but yeah, even now checking on Wikipedia, the graphics of the Pinocchio from 1940.
They're great.
Look at these
They're great.
graphics. Look at these
Yeah.
graphics, man. Like, so I miss this. I miss these vivid colors, this strangeness that those cartoons were giving you, and the word, the imagination, all of that. And when you watch the modern cartoons, actually it makes me depressed, to be honest. It does make me depressed when I watch these movies.
Yeah, like Shrek, Toy Story. Like to me, that I don't like that animation at all. I like the old, like
Hmm.
I don't know how you would describe it. It's flat.
Hmm.
Someone had to draw that, right? So Pinocchio is like that. Snow White. I think Snow White's the
Hmm.
first animated
Hmm.
movie ever, maybe from like 1930s, and then Pinocchio might
Hmm.
be the second one, 1940s. Yeah, the new animation movies, I don't like them. I don't like Frozen. Frozen and Moana are probably the two worst movies I've ever seen
Hmm.
for as far as
Uh,
kids
uh,
movies.
so I do, the flood, the description of flood, the same is with the hero movies, right? I can't, I don't know why I always go with friends. Like, if I go with friends to cinema to some superhero movie, they leave and they say they enjoyed. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, and I'm really sad, because then I feel I wasted 2 to 3 hours of my life just like on this podcast. um and when I was little, my mom used to read me Hans Christian Andersen, right? We had these very old books. It was Hans Christian Andersen, and we also had Grimm Brothers. Man, if you look at the graphics of the drawings in these books, like, you see it and you imagine, like, this was, and a lot of the early movies, right? The Snow White is actually Hans Christian Andersen, I believe, right? Or not? Snow White. Let me see.
I don't know,
So a
but
lot of this adaptation was.
another
Uh,
good one with the all of the Winnie the Pooh cartoons. They always had like a moral, a lesson, like you said, an
sorry,
archetype.
Snow White was actually fairy tale by the Grimm brothers, and the Grimm brothers used to write very dark stories. So, and those stories, these fairy tales, always had the story to tell you. There was this, and yeah, it was beautiful. So my mom used to read me that. Um,
The other
Sorry
thing
for
is
like.
in the old movies, what I think it, and I watched Peter Pan recently also. That's not really a good movie, but
Mhm.
it's close. I think Peter Pan, it's too short. They leave a lot of stuff out of the movie because I think they had to make the movies under 90 minutes or something like that. Then that was the way they did it. But with Pinocchio, they keep in the old movies they keep certain characters very pure throughout the movie, and then other
Mhm.
ones are not. Like in Pinocchio, the father is like the pure one in the movie
Mhm.
when you would expect the kid, right? But the kid, he he's indulging and doing all these immoral things and all that,
Mhm.
and he gets a second chance. Like the way you described it is correct. It's the archetype, right?
Mhm. which is beautiful because these stories are reflection of human behavior and development, right? So
I think a lot of movies from the 1980s were like that as well. There are a lot of
and you have the
masterpieces.
and it teaches you humanity, right? It actually teaches you how to be, don't want to be overly like teaching, like, but be good person, like Pinocchio. Don't lie in life, right? It will lead
Mhm.
you nowhere. And we don't really have the movies that teaches you this anymore. You have actually, I believe, encouraging of that. um yeah, it make me miss it, make, like, I don't know, maybe it's the natural part of growing up, because I think uh, you know is it Francis Scott Fitzgerald, the one from Great Gatsby, who always said that after you reach the age of 12 years old, all the magic from the world disappears, like something like this. It was like, you, maybe it's the natural process of growing up, that simply you can't see those magic things in the stories that you watched in this early age cartoons.
I'll ask people in the chat what they think are the top three animated movies of all time. If Shrek or Frozen is on the list, you're banned, definitely, from
Hmm.
participating in future streams.
Okay, friends, I have to go off because I have to write an article. But it was really
I'm
fun
not
being on this
surprised. Yeah.
podcast.
Hmm.
I'll join you next week.
Okay,
Oh, good.
nice to
Glad
meet you.
yeah,
Enjoy
I
your
guess
night or
that's
day. Yeah.
the yeah. Thank you for coming. um
And for surviving.
See
I
you.
Yeah, I hope you're not feeling very offended after this, but
No, of
thank you
course not.
for
I'll see you
allowing
next week.
yourself to be affiliated. Yeah, see you
No
next week.
problem.
Thank you.
Bye.
But
See,
right,
she wrote articles. She has something to do, and we
she's not
just
coming back.
wasting. No way, man. So you saw that. I feel like this podcast didn't really have any structure.
Oh yeah, you think that?
Hmm.
Why would you
Hmm.
think that? Uh, I had a structure. I had a notepad on my phone. Um, we really didn't talk about any of it, actually. We hit number one. Number one, I wrote Aqua DAO. Aqua DAO. Was there a problem with
Hmm.
the team, or was the problem with DAO DAO? We did talk about that.
Hmm.
So
We
we hit
established
some.
problem with DAO. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea to have a female actually on the podcast, because I felt very uncomfortable, even threatened at times. I think
Mhm.
I think from now on, if she comes back, she has to use a PFP.
Sorry, I was not listening.
We didn't really use a format tonight. You were right.
Yeah. Do you? Oh, she's still here. You know, she preferred to be a viewer than a
Of course,
guest.
she's definitely gonna watch it. How do you
I actually
say you're gonna write an article and not continue to watch the stream?
Yeah. um, I invited Bonzi. I mean, I told Bonzi that he will be a guest on this stream, and I forgot. But because we got a woman, and I think it's
That's
clear
okay.
that we prefer a woman. In case Spade don't want to come next week, do you think we have some backup woman?
I think if we have a format, Spay will come back, and I think we could talk more about what's in her expertise, or any of our expertises if we have any. She probably has more expertise than I do at any
Mhm.
given thing. But uh, yeah, if she comes back, I mean, why would she?
I don't know. It's like she could ruin her career. Like, I mean,
Oh
because
yeah,
I don't have anything to lose, I think. Right?
right. I don't either.
And if there is certain comments coming from me, right?
Right.
And you are on the video with me while I make the certain comment, and there is people from your school watch this video.
Yeah.
It could ruin your life, essentially. I think you should really reconsider what you are doing here.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Just say that last part again.
What
Are you
the
two
cash
teaming up? Well, we're not teaming up. We're in the same like no-fly zone for Cosmos governance. I feel like one by one, everyone who has blocked on will eventually block me, I think.
There is like I think it's the space for the leftovers. Is the space for nobody. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like which like but if you think of it, I shouldn't even do it, because if I would play it right, I could actually do it, in this group, Better Media, with Jacob Gadikan. I could message Jacob and I'd be like, Jacob, congratulations on the proposal passing when it passed. I do appreciate the job you do. I want to get on board with this. I think we could collaborate. I want to make now serious content and ensure the growth of the Cosmos ecosystem. And I think this sort of rhetoric could land me easily 300K a year. But I'm choosing to go here, right? I'm like, I think people should appreciate that I willingly chose to live on 30,000 a year instead of 300,000 a year. Willingly. Not many would do that, right? So yeah, just
Robo's in the audience, and he did tell me he'll come on eventually when he's I think he's setting up a studio of some sort. That'll be fun.
I don't think I think we actually finishing now. We're not finishing that.
We could finish, but I just wanted to show you. I just Googled Notional because I wanted to see if they had a website so I could apply for a job once the prop goes through.
Mm-hmm.
Look, hi.
Nice.
I personally relay 54% of successful IBC transactions. That just comes up when I Google Notional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I said, we would be nowhere without the Notional. Like Cosmos would not exist, right?
And look, here's an example of his code.
Mm-hmm. Reese, how much they paid you? Reese was there 50 days. What was the salary at Notional for Reese? Because you heard they pay very well.
Well, he was only there long enough to get a small grant.
50 days, well, like 2 months of salary. I wonder what's the salaries for all the slave work that they have there. I really like the Jacob doing this morning, is it every Monday, like meetups where all the local men stand and look at the master Jacob. Reese still stay quiet. I asked him what was the Reese salary, and Reese is just quiet, doesn't say anything.
He probably didn't get paid yet. He's looking in his bank account to see if he got paid. Can someone tell me what Evmos does?
Yeah, nothing. Like it's well paid for Vietnam, but still low compared to the US. So 12,000. Man, I better start deving. I should start the deving.
Reese, are you located in Vietnam or are you in the United States?
He was the exception. below 6K. So are you saying that I'm still like, look, but I understand because I'm not Devin. I'm below 6K, right? But I actually ruined my life going to crypto.
They
I
tried to
should
make
never
me
do it.
move. Honestly, Reese, I think you made a mistake. You should have went to Vietnam. Vietnam is
Mhm.
great. I wouldn't have. I'm not saying you should live in the same city as other Notional employees, but I think Vietnam is a good. It's a good place to live.
It's cheap, it's poor, and as the white man, you get unlimited pussy.
In Vietnam,
hmm And they don't really complain. All you have to do is be white. That's
guys, make sure you
the
like this video, share, subscribe it, put your comments down below.
smash the like button. What you are
Guys,
doing, people?
smash that like, just like you're in Vietnam. Smash
Just
that.
smash that. Yeah, without lubricant. Come on. Like
Oh, God.
no, I'm not gonna say that. That would get me cancelled.
Uh,
I can't go that far.
all right, you want to end this, and then maybe we'll just plan better for
Yeah, I'm
next
just
week.
going to go to the gym. I didn't go for 2 days.
2
I'm
days.
really
That's
like a
been
little
2
headache.
years
I
for me.
think yeah. No, I'm not gonna say. Should I say it?
No, but I'll say something that I think I told Reese already. The first time I ever saw Reese on a Twitter space, I didn't realize that was his real picture as his PFP. I thought it was very famous singer Rick Astley. And do you know who that is, Don?
Is it the real picture of Reese?
I think so, but I thought it was Rick Astley. So the day I was on Spaces where Reese was like talking and I was looking at the PFP, I started Googling Rick Astley, and he's got, like, I would say, one very, very famous song that everyone has heard, "Never Gonna Give You Up," and I listened to it like maybe 10 times that day. But I listened to all different ones. I listened to the original one, I listened to a live version, I listened to a recent version, and I'm like, damn, that guy, he could like really, really, really sing. And then Reese just sent me down the rabbit hole of Rick Astley songs, and it was like it went on for a couple of days, and it was like a great YouTube deep dive that I did. Rick Astley is still performing. He's excellent.
I should listen. I don't know even who's that. Michael Cera, Jesse Eisenberg. I like these both actors. I really like the early career of Michael Cera. He was very funny in the comedy. And
If I share my tab, um, can I get audio or no? No audio, right?
Yeah, there is audio. Night.
You know this song, right?
Ooh, what a
Good.
voice! I would like to say something. I don't know how people are still sitting with us over 2 hours.
Well,
Like
now they're going to
Brian.
wait to see if Capitol Records sues us. But yeah, I mean, that was the first time I yeah.
Was the audio stream? Was the audio? Was the audio? No, the audio is streamed automatically, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I heard it, and you have headphones. It's like
could you imagine if this was funded by the Cosmos Hub and we had to do it? It would be so bad. Like it would be so painful knowing that you got forced to do a 3-hour live stream on Saturdays, Sundays. I would rather not get monetized by the Hub. I actually had a proposal, and then a couple of validators told me they would vote yes for it, even though they voted no for Cosmic Validator, and then I said, nah, I'm good. I don't want to put it in.
I think we should ask for the funding. Also, Brian, I have 4.3 thousand subscribers. How much money I can get per video?
Brian told me 10,000 is the magic number. I don't think I can get to 10,000 subscribers doing Cosmos content. I would need I don't even know how to get to
I can reach 10K, and then maybe I'm too powerful to ignore, right?
You might, but you might have to do some Polygon content. Do what Cryptocito is doing. He's moving to other ecosystems. He's already tapped out Cosmos. The follower count is probably the worst number to judge a channel, because
you need active,
right, because
engaged
let's say I have like 1,000 something, maybe 1,200 subs, but maybe 1,000 of them subscribed like at the beginning of last year before the bear market hit, and now they don't even care about crypto. So
I was putting really good engagement, man. Like I had the period where like nearly every video was getting close to 1,000 views, which is good for the size of the. But yeah, like 1,500 subscribers subscribed to me when I was like very different place, right? It was very different content. So yeah, like that doesn't reflect anything.
A lot of my subs are recent, like the last 4 months. I would say like half of them are probably from the last 4 months, which is good. So I probably should have put out more videos the last couple of months, but I was being really lazy, man. So here, this is what for people that don't know, this is pretty interesting. So we get like
show me
a special
4.4%. Wow, that sucks.
That's bad.
Impressions click-through rate. Yeah.
Usually it's like 3. What does that even mean? I don't even know. What does that mean?
Oh man, like you need to improve your thumbnails. Like my yesterday video is absolutely disaster but I knew because it's the guide, so it has 3.4. But do you know I can pull in the like over 10% often? It's just like yeah.
I don't think I've ever pulled 10%. What does that mean? People click on your thumbnail?
My record is over 20%, so it means that this is percent of the people who saw your thumbnail and clicked on the video. So it means
but then this number would be low. But this number would be low. For me, I need watch time. Because
show me analytics. Show me analytics, and then we're gonna end it. Yeah, show me analytics of all the video. I'm like, and I want the last 28 days and how the videos are doing. Right.
This right. I didn't put out any content.
Watch time, and show me the watch time below. What do you have the watch time below? Scroll down.
Oh, this is like recent uploads.
It's just the live stream, so they have much less of the watch time. But but
the minutes for me, the minutes matters, right? The minutes, I have to get monetized by minutes. I need like, I don't know, sorry, not by minutes, by hours, not minutes. So I think I need maybe like 700 more hours, and then I get monetized. But I'm sure that it's not going to be, it'll be pennies a month probably, right?
Can I show my stats? Mine are absolutely killing it.
Sure.
Can I flex? Yeah. I'm posting like nearly every day, so this is the data.
Brian's right. Brian, I took like 6 weeks off during the peak of my engagement.
Yeah, you need to do every.
I screwed myself, but I was very tired.
Every day now. So you can see the average watch time, but it's videos, it's not live stream. It dropped a little bit. Often
8 to 10 minute videos are not going to get me where I need to go. That's the problem. I would love to only do 10-minute videos, but the amount of work to do a 10-minute video is almost the same as a 20-minute video, and I need watch time.
This is last 28 days, right? So, and as I post in nearly every day, when you look at 365 days, you can see the channel is slowly growing, but very slowly, right?
You got a good boost, I would say, from like October to December. You got a very good boost when you started putting out like every day content. I noticed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My most popular video in the last year is the video with Takumi, the interview. And the second one, which doesn't have much of the watch time, is about Journey Crypto, who pulled out $65 million out, which is like not Cosmos related because it was still time. Like was around November 2021 when I still didn't like really start making solely Cosmos content. So I was different. I was just talking about different crypto influencers. And of course we have Fortis, very popular project.
Oh yeah, my Fortis videos got a lot of views just because that shit was so confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think the data quite impressive. Should we end it? It's
yeah, sure.
Yeah, Joe, amazing pleasure. Like I think this video really like sucked, but it's like as every podcast we are going to do in the future, we should get sponsorship, and it would be pretty funny because
we promise it'll be better if we're getting funded.
But we will not. And once the funds are in, cha-ching, secured, and continue doing what we do.
Right to Kraken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Joe, pleasure. Enjoy your night.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Later. I'm going to keep this going without Don. He was actually an anchor holding this podcast down, and we're going to go right to the planned format that he abandoned about 6 minutes into this 3-hour podcast. So if you guys want to stick around, I have a whole bunch of giveaways. I have a bunch of NFTs. I have a bunch of Atom tokens. I have 100 USDC to give away, and it'll be good. The next hour is going to be a power hour with just nonstop giveaways. So let's start with pick a number between 1 and 100. This will be for 50 USDC. Just put the number in the chat, and I'll draw that with the random number generator over here. I'll give you guys. You have 1 minute to put the number in. But I'm just gonna run to the bathroom really quick, and by the time I come back, you should have the numbers in the chat between 1